Hello beautiful people, welcome back to my today's tutorial. Please, if you are new to this channel, make sure you like, share and subscribe, and don't forget to turn on your notification bell to get notified when I upload a new video. Today I'll be teaching you guys on how to cut a flake gown. I'll be using this beautiful flower Ankara material. This is the 3 yards of fabric. We're cutting a short flake gown. So the gown length I'll be working with is 40. Firstly, I will take my material from one end like this and fold. Like see we are making an A. You just take the material and fold once like this in a triangular form. So this is the front part. I'll cut the front part before cutting the back part. The gown length I'm working with is 40 and my half length is 16, so I'll minus 16 from that 40. This is it. After folding it, I derived my waistline. The waist I'm working with is 38. 38 divided by 4 is 9.5, so I'll just mark out 9.5 and add 2 inches. So the gown length I'm working with is 40 and the half length I'm using is 16. 40 minus 16 will give me 24, so I'll just mark 24 round all round. So I'll be adding 1 inch extra to my gown length, so I'll be using total of 25 inches. So I'm marking out my 25 inches all the way around. Just mark your 25 inches. So you're marking, you're moving your tape. You place your tape on the waistline, then you mark your 25. So I'll go ahead and connect here. So you can see I just marked it round, 25 round from the waistline. So I'll just go ahead and cut it out. You won't be needing your hip measurement because the gown will be very free at the down part. So it's very easy and fast. Okay. Let's come to this down part. Okay, this is the front part of our gown. I'll just fold it the same way I folded the front part and cut out the back. I just folded the back same way I folded the front, leaving out 1 inch for zipper allowance. So I'll just go ahead and still cut it out and also cut out the waist measurement, the waist area. So this is it, and this is the 1 inch I left for zipper allowance. So I just cut it out before cutting the upper part of the gown. Down part of my flake gown. It's very easy. This is a 180-degree flake. So we'll just go ahead without wasting time and cut out the upper part of the gown. For the upper part of our flake gown, I'll be starting with the center front. This is a princess bustier gown, and you just fold your fabric into 2. So you can see the way I did it. Then the shoulder measurement, I'll start with taking my shoulder measurement. Shoulder measurement I'm working with is 17. 17 divided by 2 is 8.5. You know you always divide your shoulder by 2. Then we'll go ahead and take our shoulder slope. You can use either 3 inches or 3.5. It's just a constant. I'm using 3 inches. In the neckline area, you take 3 inches, and where you marked your shoulder measurement, you come down by 1 inch. You connect the lines together. So you just take your measurement. My half length, I added 1 inch extra for seam allowance. Remember I said the half length we are working with is 16 plus 1 inch is 17. My breast point is 11 and a half, so I'll be adding 1/2 inch to it, making it 12 inches. So what I'm using for my half length for my breast point is 12 inches, while for the under bust I'm working with is 15 plus half inch, making it 15 and half. So just add half inch to our breast point and our under bust measurements. So now we're having like our breast point measurements, our under bust, and the half length. So I'll just go ahead now and take measure from my breast point to my under bust. Whatever I have there, I'll insert same measurement on my chest line. So what I'm having here is 3.5. So I'll just come up here and mark my 3.5. This is my chest line measurements. So now we are having 4 lines. So I'll just trim the excesses I have here, so it will be easy for you to understand. Okay, where I marked my breast point line, that's where I'll be taking my bust to bust measurement. So the bust to bust measurement I'm working with is 10. 10 divided by 2 will give us 5 plus half inch for seam allowance, making it 5.5. So you just mark out your 5.5. You take same measurements on the under bust, on the chest line, and also on the waistline. So I'm just taking 5.5 on all the lines. Okay, on my shoulder line below my slope, I'll come down with 4 inches. I'll just mark out 4 inches after my shoulder slope. Then I'll just use my ruler to connect these lines together. Just draw the straight line like this, then connect it to where I marked my 4. So this is what we'll be having. So I'll just cut out this piece and notch my chest line, my breast point line, and my under bust line. So I'll just go ahead and notch it. I'll also cut out my shoulder slope. Okay, this is what I'm having. Placed it like this. I'll go ahead and mark out my notched line. That's my upper chest line, my breast point line, and my under bust line. Just trace it out with your ruler. Okay. I'll also trace out my center front like this. Just trace it out. Hope you can see what I'm doing. From this point, I'll take my armhole measurement. So the armhole I'm working with is 10, 20. 20 divided by 2 is 10. Just mark my 10. I'll also mark, just trace it down to this part like this. I'll use my armhole curve to curve the armhole. Just place it. If you have your armhole ruler, there is no need for you to do freehand. Okay, and this is it. On my breast point line, I'll take my bust measurement. The first measurement I'm working with is 49. 49 divided by 4 is 12.05. Just mark my 12.05. Then add 2 inches seam allowance. My waist measurement I'm working with is 38. 38 divided by 4 will give us 9.5. I'll also add 2 inches seam allowance. Just connect the lines together. Okay, on the breast point line where we left like up to 3 inches here, I'll just come out by 2.5 on the breast point line. You make sure that line the 2.5 you're taking will be on the breast point line. Then I'll connect this is 2.5 I came out with on my breast point line. This is my breast point line. I'll just connect from up here. Just connect it 5. Then I'll also take it down to my under bust, giving it a little curve. So this is what I'm having. Sorry about the color of my chalk. So this is what I'm having. You can see this is the budging out of my breast, and this is my under bust. My fabric is full of lines, so it's just like okay. This is it. This is the budging out of the breast. This is how it looks like. And this is my breast point line. And this height will come out with 2.5 and connect it to the under bust. Then you just give it the breast point piece. Then you also connect from your under bust to your breast point. I believe that is clear enough. I will just go ahead now and cut it out from my under bust and my breast point. Okay, this is what I have after I cut it out. This is the side part of it. You can see, looking so beautiful. And this is the second side, and this is the center front. We'll go straight ahead to cut the back part. The back part will be a normal dart, a straight dart. Okay, as you can see, this is my back part. I just mark out 1 inch for the zipper allowance, and I took the same body measurement I used for the front part. Okay, right now I'll go ahead and cut out my neck. I'll cut for the back, then I'll cut for the front. For my neck width, I'll be using 4 inches. Then for the neck depth, for the back part, I'll be using 2.5. I'll use my curve ruler to connect the lines together. I'll be dropping a link below to show you how to draft a perfect dart body. So I'm sure it's cutting the neckline for the back. I'll go ahead and cut my neckline for my front body. Okay, this is the front part of my princess bustier. For the neck, I'll be coming down by 6 inches for the neck depth. Then the neck width, I'll also use same 4 inches. I'll use my curve ruler to connect the lines together. So this is what I'm having. My front neck. This. So you can see I just placed my center front to cut out the lining. I'll do same to other piece, including the down part of this gown. I just place it like this and cut it out. Okay, I've cut out the lining for both the front and the back, and also my flail part of the gown. I just folded it same way I folded my Ankara fabric, and I cut it out exactly like that. So I'll be using the lining to turn the hemming line. I'll just place the lining on the right side of the Ankara fabric. Then I'll sew it round. Do same to the back part. Because I want this thing, I want it to be looking very neat. This is the right side of my Ankara fabric. So I'll just place my lining on it and sew round, then flip it over to the wrong side. I'll top stitch so that my lining will not be coming out. Then flip it over to the other side and sew. So I'll just go straight to the sewing machine and do just that. See how wide it's looking. You just place it like this on the right side facing each other. You sew on the hemming line. Just use ½ inch or ¼ inch to sew. Depend on what you use in your sewing, but me, I do use ¼ inch to sew. I'll also sew the lining for both the upper part and every other part of the dress. Then I'll show you how it is. Okay, I've stuffed my Ankara with my lining, and this is the outcome of it. This is how it is. This is the down part, and this is for the back. I turned it with the lining also, making it look very neat. I also insert my dart. And this is the dart. This is the front part of my bustier. I used a soft wadding for it. And this is the front look of it. I'll use my lining to turn it over like I did for the back part. So this is how it's looking. So I'll go ahead now to turn my lining with my front part of my gown and join. After turning with the lining, I will join this down part with the upper part. Just carry one right face facing each other. Now place it on it and sew. Just place it on it. That must be after I must have turned this front bustier, princess bustier, with the lining. I'll just place it on it and sew all the way around. But I'll first of all turn this with the lining before doing that. Okay, I just turn just the neck before I turn the other part of the body with my lining. When you finish matching your lining, after placing it at the right face of your fabric, you ensure you top stitch just like this. You sew on the lining. You just put it this way, then you sew on the lining. That's top stitching, so your lining will not be coming out. So if you don't stop stitch, the lining will be coming out if you wear your clothes. That's the reason why we top stitch at the back of our lining. You can see what I'm saying. I don't know if the line is actually, the sewing line, the thread line is actually showing. After sewing, and this is it. I'll go ahead now and join one part of it with, join my down part of the gown, the flay part, to this front side. That's the front part of the flay to the upper part. Then I'll do same to the back part. Then I will show you how it looked like before shaping my gown. Just sew it this way, then you flip it over to be like this. Okay, as you can see, I've turned the gown and I've joined it with the upper part, and this is it. This is the back. This is the back part where my zipper is going to be. Okay, this is it. I just joined it together with front, and this is also the front part of my playgown. So how it's looking. is the front part of the flake gown. You can see how I joined it neatly, and this is the back part of it. Look how neat it's looking. Okay, so this area. I would love to fix my zipper before shaping my gown. After I fix the zip, then I'll insert the body measurement I'm working with. So I'll just go ahead now and fix my zip. As you can see, I've finished fixing the zip. This is how it's looking. This is the front side of it. This is it. I've neatly fixed my zip. So I'll just insert my body measurement from where I started fixing the zip, where I sewed from for the zipper. That's where I'm going to place my tape and take my body measurement. Okay. From my shoulder, I will mark my breast point. That's from my shoulder to my nipple. My breast point I used was 11.5. Then my under bust measurement 15. Then my waistline. So on my breast point, I will take my bust measurement. My bust measurement is 49. 49 divided by 4 is 12.25. I'll mark 12.25. On my waistline, my waist measurement is 38. 38 divided by 4 will give me 9.5. Just go ahead and connect the lines. So I'll just connect my lines together. You can see these are the lines. This is my waistline and this is my bust line. I won't be taking any hip measurement. I'll just slant it straight to the hem of my gown. Since it's a flake gown, I'm not needing I won't be needing my hip measurement. So I just took my ruler and I drew the line straight to the hemming line. There's no need for you to take your hip measurement here because it's a flake gown. So we won't be needing our hip measurement. So I just traced it from my waistline like this, and I drew it down in a slant way. Okay, so you can see I've taken my measurements on the both side, on the left hand side and also on the right hand side. What I'll do now is to join it together with my front body. Just place it. First, I'll join the shoulder before shaping the gown. I've finished shaping my gown, and this is what I have. I believe you can see the outcome. It's still looking very beautiful. This is the front part of the gown. And this is the outcome of my gown. Okay, this is the outcome of my gown. This is the front side, and this is the flip side, and this is the inside. Looking very beautiful. You can see the inside. I turned every part of it. How the gown is very fine. It's a plus size gown.